Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and welcome to part 27 of building the Ecto-1. I would say episode or issue, but it's sort of stage on these, isn't it? Stage 27. It's issue 9, or pack 9. We'll have a look through the magazine, I think on the 4th of this month's build, because that's the shortest and easiest. This is one of the more complicated ones. We've got lots of little bits to play around with, lots of different types of screws. The engine bulkhead, which is the final bit, the final side of the engine, I believe, which we'll be fitting these bits to, and then we're fitting this to the car. So I'll have a cut while I get the car over and make room for it, basically, because it's getting quite big. But to begin with, we're not using that immediately. We're fitting this to this. What is this? This is the blower vacuum power unit going into the blower unit, securing with an EP screw, which is one of these. And single EP screw out of the packet onto the screwdriver and ready. Now this bit doesn't look like it sort of fits properly. It sort of still comes out and fits like that, but according to the instructions, which you should be able to see on your screen now, it does look like the correct part. What does look different is this doesn't look shaped like that. I'm not sure. You can't always tell from the renders that they put into these the magazine, but it looks like it's got the right bits sticking out of it, and this part does in fact fit onto the bulkhead wall as it looks like it should a bit later on. So I'm confident that it is correct. It's just maybe a slightly different shape to what they got the instructions from. So difficult to get that on there because it's not not fitting 100% flush. But it does go in, it tightens up, and it will be fine, I am sure. It's another one of those parts that's just sort of an internal detail that doesn't actually matter down the line. So that's going on that. Oh, looks like I may have actually just broken a piece off of it. Yes, there should be that little pin, should be coming off the back there, which a tube should fit onto. So I will fix that back in place in the break between the two parts. This is then fixing onto here like so, with one peg going through there and an IP screw holding that in place. So yeah, be very careful while doing this. It's got some fine pieces that might get broken off. So that will go in there, and that's that in place on that. Right, we're putting these two bits together with an AP screw. That's EP, that's AP there. Two in there, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a spare one. I'll put that aside for later. So this is going on there. There's again a pin and a screw. So that's going on there like that. That holding that in place. A bigger pin on there. I'm being careful of it all the same. So that is going on there. And then this big bit is attaching to there. That way round by the looks of it, with that going on there. There's a flat side on there, so I get that the correct way round like that, and an EP screw holding that on there. Have it. Screw from the inside into that. Started holding it, being careful of bits that might get broken off by my ham-fistedness. So that's going on there. Then this is going on to there, again with an EP screw on the other side of that. Through there. So far, so good. Only one piece broken. That can't be too bad, can it? Go. Must have some different colours in there as well. That's that. Next up, we're assembling the windscreen washer, which is that bit and that bit. Again, EP. There. On the screwdriver, good to go. That's going in there like that. Some of this does feel like make work. the two colour pieces, yes, fair enough, but this could have been moulded as one, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't seem to matter which way around it goes. Get it a way round and tighten that down. And we're going to need another EP screw to hold this in place. If you're doing it up, make sure your finger's not trapped inside it, because that would hurt. Right, an EP screw there. This is going there somewhere. Up here, facing that way, we've got again pin and a screw. Go through there. There's a hole there that's very close to that, so I'm sure something's going to poke through that at some point. But there we have the parts assembled onto this. These are the parts we'll be assembling, and probably they're holding it in place. But I'll bring the rest of the car in place. I'll get that reaffixed first, let that dry, and then we'll get on with putting it in place. Right, I've had a little look ahead and trying to figure things out, and the instructions are somewhat misleading. As you can see in figure A on fitting this bulkhead, we've got to install this part. Now, I was trying to find where the other end of it installed, but it doesn't. The first end of it, the one end, I can stretch that open again just a little bit, simply goes over that post down here in the top, which is nice and easy. He says not been able to do it. It should be really nice and easy. I'm going to open the other end of it up and let this end rest a little bit while I play around with it. So that's there. Over there. Like that. Now the other end looked like it was installed under here somewhere, and I couldn't find a bit for it to attach to. But it doesn't yet. The other end of that installs onto the bulkhead. This part, I don't see installing anywhere as yet. I'm not entirely certain. I'll have to come back and look at the instructions again. But we're installing the bulkhead that we've just put onto, part glued back in place successfully. So this, you've got to make sure, obviously, you get the steering column through there. I'm just going to bend out of the way for now. This one we do need to install. That goes onto the little peg on the bulkhead here, just down there. It's probably going to be easier to do. I've got a bit of play to it. Yep, I need to stretch that open again. I know people have been using hot water to do that, but when you're just installing the tube, it's probably quite easy. But when you're installing it to one end of a tube that's already installed, it makes it somewhat more tricky. So that's going on there. Then I'm going to get that through there. Again, get that one out of the way. The other end of this is going on to here. So I'm going to do that now. Well, I've got a little bit of room to play around with. Get that off there, get that back on there. Bit like that. It's actually quite a big post that's going on to. But that's what it says to do. So I'm just going to stretch it open a little bit wider. On there. Right. I'm assuming this is probably going to connect up to bits that I haven't had to do as yet. So the tricky bit now is getting that in there without trapping any of the other tubes and wires underneath. A bit like that. I need some OM screws down on the bracket bits you can't quite see on these here. One side there and one over there. And then IP through the sides there. I'll get those down off camera because I can't really, can't show you too much. OP, IP, OM rather, because it's going into metal, these first ones. So I'll get these 2 into the base and 4 onto the side. Then we'll come back and install the last couple of bits. Right, that's those done, and this is all attached now securely. I would say I'll be happy to get the engine completely enclosed and not worry about it again, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be coming back and doing some weathering to it. So yeah, never say never. These parts, I don't know what they are. They're some sort of bracket, bulkhead support bracket. They've got a thread on a little bit of one end, and that goes into there in a bit, sort of halfway through by the looks of it. I'm getting it in from the right end. Not that easy to do. I'm actually going to use a pair of pliers. Carefully hold that tight while screwing that on. Go. That goes on there like that. And these go through that hole that I was talking about earlier. Post on there. And a screw through the top there. An HP screw to hold that in place. And obviously the same on the other side. Get the end with the thread on it. Thread it through. Tighten it, hold it and tighten it. I'm assuming these are accurate to, you know, the model of the car that has these sort of things, so you can tighten them up so they fit in properly. There's another hole somewhere around here. There it is. For that, again, pin through the hole and screw, holding that in place. And that is the end of this quite substantial build. The engine unit is sort of approaching done now. There's one more hose pipe that I don't know quite where it attaches, but we'll worry about that later. It's getting there. It's getting there. I like it. I'm liking the way it's coming together. So yeah, soon we'll be starting putting the panels on them, and it will be going all white and nice on the outside with flashy sirens and stuff. But not quite yet. For now, that's that for this part of the build. Thank you very much for joining me. I shall see you very shortly for stage 28 very soon. So thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye for now.